Chicago Sky add defensive assistant coach to empower Angel Reese. The Chicago Sky have hired a new defensive assistant coach to join Tyler Marsh's staff as the organization works to reshape its direction and respond to Angel Reese's frustrations. Reese, one of the league's brightest young players, has not held back in her criticism of the team's recent choices. Following a second straight year without a playoff berth, the 23-year-old voiced her disappointment over the franchise's limited effort to build a stronger, more competitive roster. The organization took a hard stance on Reese's criticism, handing her a half-game suspension near the end of the season. When she later skipped her exit interview, it added even more uncertainty to her future, sparking talk that she might explore other options if the Sky do not take clear steps toward building a more competitive roster. While the move does not deliver the star teammate Reese likely wants, the Sky did bring in Latricia Trammell as an assistant. Trammell arrives with 8 years of coaching experience, including a 2-season run as the Dallas Wings head coach from 2023 to 2024. In her first season leading the Wings in 2023, Trammell guided Dallas to 22 wins, the franchise's highest total since relocating in 2016. Angel Reese with the Sky. Even with her defensive pedigree, Trammell guided a Dallas team that consistently produced on offense. During the 2023 season, the Wings climbed to 3rd in points per game and 3rd in offensive rating, proving she can shape an efficient attack while still anchoring a sturdy defense. Trammell's arrival might give Reese a reason to feel encouraged, but her earlier remarks make it clear that one hire will not be enough. Reese wants the Sky to build a roster capable of competing at the top of the league, and she will keep pushing for additional upgrades before she fully buys in. "I'm not settling for the same as we did this year. We have to get good players. We have to get great players. That's a non-negotiable for me," Reese said in a previous interview. For more great Chicago sports content, get the latest Chicago sports news, analysis, and breaking stories on the Bears, Bulls, Blackhawks, Cubs, White Sox, Sky, and more. Tap the star to add us to your favorites on Google News, so you never miss a story on your favorite Chicago teams. Follow us on Twitter at @ChisadaSports23 for more great content. We appreciate you taking time to read our articles. To interact more with our community and keep up to date on the latest in Chicago sports news, join our free Facebook group by clicking here. The Chicago Sky's practice facility hummed with a different kind of energy, part anticipation, part rebirth, part quiet revolution. The team that had spent the past season trying to forge a new identity around a rising superstar was about to unveil the next piece of its transformation. And at the center of it all was Angel Reese, the young forward whose tenacity, charisma, and relentless competitiveness had already remade the franchise in her image. But this season was supposed to be different. Bigger, bolder, sharper. And so, the Sky made a move. They weren't adding another scorer. They weren't hunting for a veteran guard. They weren't entering the sweepstakes for a blockbuster trade. They were adding defense, or more precisely, a mind built to shape it. Enter coach Imani Clark. The official statement was brief, but every insider knew what it meant. Chicago Sky hire Imani Clark as defensive assistant coach. Clark, a defensive guru who spent years developing elite schemes overseas and mentoring some of the toughest defenders in the EuroLeague, was known for two things: unpredictability and accountability. She demanded excellence from stars and reserves alike, and she had the rare gift of making players believe in the grind as much as the glory. But she came to Chicago with a specific mission: unlock a new level in Angel Reese. Angel had entered the WNBA with national spotlight-level expectations and had delivered nightly double-doubles, highlight blocks, and a motor that never needed recharging. Fans loved her fire. Analysts praised her rebounding. But Clark saw something deeper: untapped defensive stardom. "She's already a force," Clark told the media at her introductory press conference. "My job is to turn that force into a weapon no one wants to deal with." Angel, seated near the back of the room in a Sky hoodie and slides, grinned like she couldn't wait for the challenge. The first practice. 2 days later, Clark's whistle cut through the gym like a blade. "Reset. Again!" she yelled as Angel and several teammates scrambled into position. Angel wiped the sweat from her forehead. "Coach, that's the 4th time." And it'll be the 8th if we don't get it right, Clark shot back. Greatness doesn't get tired. Angel laughed, breathless but determined. Say less. The drill was brutal, rapid closeouts, switches, hedge and recover patterns meant to force split-second decisions. But Clark wasn't just teaching technique. She was teaching instinct. This was about commanding space. About dictating rhythm. About becoming a presence opponents felt before they even crossed half court. When Angel finally executed a perfect rotation, bursting into the lane to shut down a passing option before tapping a loose ball to a guard, Clark didn't celebrate. She nodded once. That's who you are, she said. Own it. And for Angel, the words hit different. Not praise. Not hype. But belief. Empowering the heart of the Sky. The Sky's front office always knew Angel Reese would be the emotional heartbeat of their rebuild. Her confidence energized teammates. Her competitiveness forced practices into battles. Her social reach brought new fans to the franchise. But to build a winning team, they needed her to lead on the defensive end, not just with energy, but with precision. Clark's system was built around versatility, switching, and chaos. Exactly the kind of environment Angel thrived in. Instead of pinning her under the rim, Clark began positioning her higher, turning her into a roaming disruptor who could guard wings, trap screens, and blow up plays with her length. Angel's not just a rebounder, Clark told reporters. She's a multi-level defender waiting to happen. And it didn't take long before Angel started feeling the transformation. Reading the court became easier. Anticipation replaced reaction. Physicality became purpose. I feel like she sees something in me that I didn't even see yet, Angel said one evening as she signed autographs for a line of fans outside the arena. Defense is about pride, and Coach Imani got me walking around with my chest out. The team feels it too. Veterans noticed the shift. Rookies followed Angel's lead. Scrimmages got louder, faster, more intense. Even the coaching staff admitted Clark's arrival had changed the tone. She sharpened the edge, the head coach said after a closed practice. Now the whole team feels it. The Sky's identity, once shaky, began hardening into something unmistakable, a defensive-minded squad built around hustle, pressure, and defiance. At the center was the Bayou Barbie herself, no longer just an offensive spark but the defensive engine Clark had envisioned. The turning point game. Their first test came during a preseason showcase against a powerhouse rival. Angel took the floor with a calm fierceness she hadn't felt before. She no longer chased plays. She controlled them. Midway through the second quarter, the Sky trailed by 6 when Clark's voice echoed from the sideline. Show them who you are.